Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
How
Oh, I
is
have a-
everyone?
I
Look,
have a ghost rat.
we're all home except Stone, who's still at Jupiter.
I'm still there. Yep. Everyone
no, we
else
forgot
decided not to help
We left
packing up.
him there.
We left him at the airport. He
And
also set
Somebody
everything
come
back up
collect
for
this
next time.
gamer.
How is everyone doing? Other than Stone, did we all make it home okay? Unscathed?
Yes, very much so.
Oh, good, good. How about you guys, chat? How are you doing? Has it been a rough, I don't know, how many days has it been since we ended?
4.
Geez, 4 already? But it seems like a lot, but also it seems like more and less than 4 days at the same time.
That was Monday.
Whew.
Yeah, I don't think about when it ended. I think about like when I, said goodbye to
Go.
people and left, and
That's
that was
true.
only 2 days ago.
That was only 2
Yeah.
days ago.
Yeah.
You still taste onion solace? Oh. We had not to put any anonymous feedback from the community on blast, but we did have some person submit an anonymous feedback that was that they felt really bad for the guy who had to eat an onion for donation. And that made me laugh.
How many did we get any questions? Maybe I'm getting ahead, but I'm just wondering how much feedback or questions came in concerned about the state of Jiggy's razor burn, because I'm concerned about the state of Jiggy's
People
razor
watching
burn.
were concerned at the time.
Nothing
I was home
yeah.
by then, and we were screaming watching this.
We were screaming in person, to be honest.
Please put lotion on that man.
No one has put in feedback concerning the razor burn, though you can if you go to our Discord. There's a link there if you'd like to add feedback about that. We did get some questions about Jiggy's mustache, but since Jiggy isn't here today, I'm not including any of the mustache questions tonight. So we had a whole bunch of questions from the community, and we're gonna answer as many as we can over the next 50-ish minutes or so. And then we may do another one too, depending on how this goes. I do know that I gave the mods made me a command to ask questions. So you could ask questions. If we don't get to them this time, we might get to them next time too. But just ask any questions you have about the team, the event, life's greatest mysteries. I don't know. We'll try to answer them for you. So our first question. Wait, do we have to do introductions? We probably should do some introductions, huh?
A roll call.
Maybe
Roll
we'll-
call. Do you want to start, Doug?
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Doug or not.
Cool. Hi, I'm Clinkit.
Hi, I'm Dynamation.
Mags.
Max, you're on mute. You're muted.
Mags, you're muted.
Max, no.
Zoom promised me that the space bar was the answer to my concerns, and it wasn't. Hello, I'm Schiller Max. I also would like to pause very briefly and acknowledge the hype train that's taken off.
Oh, all
like
right.
immediately upon us launching the
True.
stream.
Do I
So
have any
thank you,
bits?
chat.
No.
Feel free to keep it rolling if you
Yes.
like supporting goofy content.
Your subs and bits do support the marathon.
Mhm.
And then our last person, still on Jupiter.
Still on Jupiter. Hi, I'm Stone, and I have a special guest rat that is a ghost, apparently.
Oh.
Ghost rat.
Ghost
Right.
rat. I love this automatic
That's pretty
cropping.
Rat on demand.
Rat on the rat. Rat.
Yeah, let's get some rats in chat, y'all.
I know we have that one. All right, we're going to start this off with a very, very important question. And that is, what was your go-to food during the marathon? Oh no, this isn't centered. I'm going to center this while who's
No.
Totally creep over.
Doug.
Move my crops.
Doug, do you want to start while I
I'd be
center this?
delighted to. So there were lots of good food options. This was our first event at this venue. So we were really branching out and figuring out, where the good stuff was. And there was plenty of close stuff. But the most like frequently visited place I went to was this boba place that was within walking distance. We went probably at least one group went at least once a day, but I probably went maybe every other day or so. And so that was wonderful. But there were lots of very good options near us, both fast food and sort of sit down food. So
It was really sad. I had literally no time to go get the boba because my last night I was cutting hair for like 4 hours straight. But I will shout out Phil, who brought me boba when I was cutting someone's hair. The real hero here.
All right. I think Dino, you
Yeah.
you had a food to share.
So my go-to food was kind of strange. At the start of the marathon, I went grocery shopping and I got myself a pack of Nutter Butters. And every morning when I woke up and had to get food in me, I'd grab a few of those before I headed out down to the marathon room. And it made me through basically to the end of the marathon when I ran out.
Oh, so I cannot test the text before I change it. Good to know. Okay, spoiler on the next question if you read that. I was going to say my go-to food for the first couple days was whatever Chillimags got me.
Phil, it was a single pack. There was a lot of peanut butter in our room, but only a single pack of Nutter Butters.
Chillimags was amazing and just got me food because I was too preoccupied with the set otherwise.
Knew what was going to happen if someone didn't force you to eat, which is you wouldn't eat and then you'd get really grumpy. And
That's
as
true.
someone who is sharing your room, I really did not want you to get very grumpy.
You did a
It
Required
was
wellness.
entirely selfish.
So our next question is who, I guess that everyone really wants to know is who drank the most water at this marathon?
I think this is actually my question.
I know Mags. Oh, wait, is everyone drinking? I don't have any. Oh, I do.
oh,
Get the
thank
bits
goodness. Okay.
Mm.
Excellent.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know who drank the most water, but I know who encouraged the most water drinking, which was wellness team. I definitely want to shout out the incredible work done behind the scenes by Alyssa, Betsy, Evie, LHG. Who else is on wellness team? Bonds. Did a lot of work pre-packing snacks. Getting all kinds of food ready, making sure that there are fruits and vegetables for these gosh darn nerds to eat throughout the week. And also making sure that there were reminders to go drink water, that we were walking around wiping down handles and like frequent touch surfaces so that everybody was staying safe and happy and well. And while this was my first marathon experience, I feel like there were a lot of changes that were made to really promote team wellness, and it actually like made a huge difference in just like keeping up our energy and like focus and fun throughout the whole marathon. Like I never felt at any time when I tuned in, even from home, like there was like lagging energy on the stream because we all just took care of ourselves and took care of each other. It's a beautiful thing. So let's go team wellness.
Delighted to retire our long-standing water cooler because we had hotel catered water, which was
It was
fantastic.
pretty good. It was pretty good.
So that was a welcome change as well.
Except for that we didn't have it on setup day and teardown day, which will definitely be a request next time.
Yeah.
Please.
The 2 days we needed it the most.
Did anyone have
physical activity.
the hotel lobby water? Was like the fruity water?
It was hit or
Infused
miss.
water.
It was
Yeah.
hit or miss.
I have
But
to
the
agree
cups
with
were
that.
like very tiny cups
They were
as well.
water shot glasses.
True.
So speaking of like cleaning surfaces and keeping us all safe, I thought this would segue into the how do you think COVID affected Daybreak as an event? So there are several ways, obviously, that COVID affected Daybreak. It limited the number of attendees we had. We were very clear from the beginning that our attendees should do what feels safe, right, to them. So our team members, whether that to them meant being remote or coming in person or coming for a short period of time, whatever it was, we were there to facilitate that and accommodate their needs. Additionally, things like the jam train, we didn't have a live audience, and that was on purpose because we did not feel like it was safe to stuff a bunch of people in a room singing on the top of their lungs for an airborne disease going around. And we also wore masks. We had a bunch of rules about masks. We were testing every 48 hours. I think all in all, for our entertainment value, I don't know that it had too much of an effect and on the gameplay and stuff. But logistically, it definitely had an impact on us for sure. Oh gosh, I was talking, so I didn't get the next one. Ready, hurry, distract them while I get another question.
That's something else that affected is if you look at any pictures of behind the scenes, all of the stations for tech were really separated. Our tech space was huge and everyone was really spread out in that.
Oh, if you want a picture of tech space,
behind
I could just...
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially,
case in point.
Ideally, one person at a table, but people would pull up chairs when they wanted to help out.
Yeah, it was pretty spread out. There were times where you had to do like a transition, and if you were the only person on tech, you had to be in like across the room both places at once, which we realized was not the right way, was not feasible. All right, so our next question is, speaking of precautions and us, making adjustments to allow us to be in person, honesty time, what was the worst part about being back in person?
Well, nothing about precautions necessarily, but just like having to travel is always like a big detriment to, being able to be there in person, because that's like a whole day of, depending on how far you are. We've got attendees all across the US and in Europe and in South America. So there's some people have a lot more sort of transportation issues than others, and Canada folks as well. So that's always a pain. But also, like, the worst part about being back in person is also like not having enough time to hang out with all the cool people that you're finally seeing again after it's so long. And also saying goodbye is also among the worst parts as well. So
Phil's got it. Having to wear pants.
True. As the person that was next to you in bed, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I think Doug is right on the money, because it's a huge time commitment to be able to do it. And I'm honestly like impressed and astounded that so many people are able to take a whole week plus to dedicate to this twice a year. Typically, we spend a lot of time talking about like funds that we've raised for our charities, but I'm not sure we ever actually like pause and acknowledge the amount of just like labor hours that we ourselves donate to making sure that these events come off. And that's huge. Like if you summed up like the value of all of the time that we put in, especially because like a lot of our production quality is approaching like really professional level production. Let's go, Luke. And it's really, really incredible what we're able to achieve and what, the team members contribute themselves. Dib agrees.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Luke, who's actually the one running this stream from behind the scenes. We got all professional for this for you guys.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Oh, there he is. And also, yeah, definitely I hatched a lot of eggs in Pokemon Go, especially during setup day. It was tiring. All right. How has the change of location helped benefit the marathon and its attendees? So one way that it's definitely helped, I think, is for our international team members, and probably some of our and those that just coming from maybe like the West Coast. Our new location is easier to get to and much cheaper to get to compared to Mars. Mars was a much more expensive trip if you were traveling from far away. So that new location has been really, really great for us.
Yeah, this location for me is actually drivable at this point. so I can actually be at the marathon with a car. And that proved to be very useful, as I did a lot of driving people around.
Yeah, and I think for winter too, even if we get snowstorms, the infrastructure and chances of being snowed in are much lower.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see. Oh, now I've jinxed it.
And there's more food
a
options.
lot of people, attendees in the chat bringing up food options were very good.
Yes.
And more than just one gas station / restaurant, like within walking distance, like there was on Mars.
Now there's 2 within driving distance.
Multiple boba places.
Mm-hmm.
Make the tour next time.
Yeah. So like the whole time, the last 2 days or so, we were like, we have like this place can't close. We have to come back next marathon. It's so yummy here. Like we love this pizza food, this Thai food, whatever it was. Like we were like, please don't close.
All right. So what was the biggest hurdle of the multi-room setup? Did the tech or hotel layout cause the most issues? I don't think the hotel, at least from what I can think of, I don't think the hotel layout caused any particular issues, except for not really layout, but certain quirks about the hotel, like the one door that would open 2 inches and not open anymore. Get us every time.
The door that opened just enough to be funny.
And
one time I walked up on Campy and he just straight up had his face in the crack because he like started to open it and then just gave up on life and started shouting through the crack at whoever was on the other side.
And then we had some weird internet issues from the hotel that we'll hopefully be able to work out for next marathon. I don't know. What do you guys think about the multi-room setup or versus hotel? Was that?
I mean, I never experienced the other kind, but it seemed like it was a really good idea to have like separate spaces for each thing, just like, preserve stream quality. So like someone accidentally shouts about something in one of the like side rooms and it wasn't making it onto stream.
Right, yeah. But for like sound isolation, the walls were great at like keeping any sort of talking in the tech areas or on the set out of the conversations from the couch. It was great for isolating that sound, but then it also worked too good because communicating transitions with tech would require some either like shouting or like just running over to the opening and like waving to couch or something. I know we had our audio station had a talkback microphone, but I know before and after the jam train there was no microphone there because we were using it somewhere else. So it's kind of back to the just running around sort of setup.
So you need to cut a hole in the wall.
That kind of defeats the purpose of an air wall.
Yeah.
I think what we do want, I mean, we're gonna have to buy more TVs, but I think we would like to create a pseudo monitor window, that will with some cheap C920 for tech area for the future. I think that's something we're going to try to do to kind of create that window tech studio production look.
Oh yeah, and right, because like if you're on couch, there might be no one at tech. Maybe they went to the bathroom and they're just like, and we're gonna go over to challenge camp. Yeah.
It's nice to have the visual confirmation. You can look over and be like, yeah, tech's giving me a thumbs up, tech's nodding and ready to go. As opposed to a text window which hasn't been typed in because there's nothing to type.
Yeah. I also did not get the next question ready.
I can talk a little more. We had the talkback microphones so the audio station could talk to couch, but we didn't have it pathed over to the set, so the set didn't know when tech was ready to swap over. So having that set up next time would be great too. So because we have the headsets, but if
Soonify says you said to
you
adjust
could
it.
You could. We had to adjust it. Right. Figuring that out next time. Yeah. All right.
All right, this next question, fortunately, we have a member of Segment's team here to answer it. It's for Doug. What goes into your decision when deciding whether to have a game be regular playthrough or a speed run or a randomizer, et cetera, et cetera?
Oh yeah, there's so many considerations. There's hundreds of decisions that get made behind the scenes, like before the schedule is even released to the public, before it's even released to the team. So we'll put out a big call asking for like, hey, like we need runs for every mainline Zelda game and anything else you might think of, like because we do have space for side games and stuff like that as well. And we just ask the whole team to come up with their most creative and interesting and lucrative sort of fundraising type ideas for their favorite games and what they can do and things like that. And then we have multi-hour meetings to decide like, should we pick this one or that one, or like which one would be like really interesting, like how has this particular game been run in the past, like the past couple of marathons, like can we switch it up in any way and bring something more interesting to the table that's not just like, oh, here's the same person that's run Skyward Sword again for the 5th time. Like also splitting up long games has been a goal of ours recently, because getting people to run things like Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, those are quite a commitment. So it's Wind Waker as well. So the decisions that go into it are numerous, and oftentimes we have to even like brainstorm like, oh, we want to bring in a guest or a brand new person, like a new team member or something that we're interested in that could bring a whole lot to the event. Like let's reach out to them and see like what they're interested in. So if they're more interested in randomizers or speed runs, like that's great. Especially if they do speed runs, we love like having gymnasts around to play Skyward Sword in a few hours and free up so much time for other games in the marathon was incredible. And same with Wind Waker. Like, so we love to just keep things fresh and interesting. If you miss like a traditional like playthrough Zeldathon % or whatever people tend to call it, there's always the VODs, or you can just wait until another marathon. Those aren't fully off the table. So there's lots of considerations, but we'd like to keep things fresh and interesting and exciting for the viewers and for ourselves.
Yeah, we're still waiting for them to get Twilight Princess even faster, but
please. Yeah, like when marathon started, like Skyward Sword wasn't out in 2009, and of course not HD, not Wind Waker HD, not TP HD. Breath of the Wild wasn't out, so there's actually way more games to fit in as well. And we still only do the 144 hours, so we need to squeeze every game in there somehow. So any way we can turn the valve to release a little bit of that pressure is good. So we love stuff like speedruns and randomizers to do that. And I mean, with it being the Majora's Mask marathon this time around, we had 3 different runs of Majora's Mask. So that was a fun thing that we were able to fit in thanks to just the way that scheduling worked out and the run estimates and stuff like that. And also we've been trying to keep on schedule a little better. And we haven't run long like and knocked a bunch of runs like 8 hours later like we used to do. So that's been nice for, if you have someone that you like to watch, hello, my cat. If you have someone you like to watch and when you can watch them, that's much better than like, staying up super late when you didn't expect to and stuff like that. Hello.
Hello, cat.
Yeah, she also has lots to say.
I guess that goes well into this next question, which is which I'll answer because I think I'm the only one, I guess, who particularly knows this answer, but what gave you the idea to have Zeldathon themed around a specific Zelda game? Was it just that it worked for Ascent? So the theming idea was something I pushed during SideQuest because we were still trying to figure out what SideQuest was and the branding behind it, because it was this new event that really didn't have any theme. It was just any games that we liked. And we were trying to come up with branding and making it more cohesive. So we kind of came up with these like kind of overall themes and storylines. So the second side quest was Take to the Seas, and the third one was A Fantastic Journey. And so MC's gonna hate this, but I wanted prettier Zeldathon logos, and I wanted prettier, more than just one generic Zeldathon color and font
Nailed
change.
it.
And I was like, MC, what if we themed our main marathons too. And so I don't know if it's ever decided specifically to do it around a game or if it necessarily always has to be around a game. Waiting for that Dompe marathon, but but the set when Skyward Sword HD came out, and it kind of made sense to do a Skyward Sword themed marathon. Plus, the colors in that game are beautiful. The idea of leading, like Zeldathon coming back and having these wings and everything like that just seemed really cool. And we really liked how it looked, and wanted to keep employing our design team, Eric and Dark, who do amazing stuff. And so I was like, hey, how about we do it again? And we were actually, I'll give you guys some hot info. We were debating originally between Majora's Mask and Link's Awakening. Those were the two we were going between. But ultimately, because we didn't have a harp player, and harps are very expensive, I was like, no, it's not time for Link's Awakening yet. And so we went
to find a harp player.
It's like, we need to find a harp player first.
Got any harpists in chat? This is your moment.
True story, because I don't know if Drumbolt was still here, but true story. I messaged him and I was like, do you know where we would get a conch? And he was like, oh, well, I needed to get a conch anyway for this random percussion piece. And that calls for a conch. So he's like, okay, I bought a conch. And I was like, that's great. We're not doing Link's Awakening yet, but I'm glad you bought a conch.
That's not even the first, Ascent wasn't the first marathon that was based on one game. Like
that's
Zeldathon
true,
Wild
actually.
Back in 2017 was 24 hours of Breath of the Wild. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I was thinking about Champions.
Precedent for Champions as well when Breath of the Wild's DLC came out. So yeah, it's not sort of a foreign concept, and also it worked out really well, and especially when we can structure it around a recent release, Majora's Mask, of course, being the exception there, but it works out super well, I think. And it makes the marathon so much more differentiable because they do blend together a lot. So having very sort of consistent theming around a marathon can really help set it apart from the others too.
Yeah, and I would tell you if depending on where, I will tell you that depending on when the sequel to Breath of the Wild comes out may be a clue as to when we are doing a themed marathon round.
Just maybe.
Just maybe. You can probably guess.
Yeah, I remember when the dates for Breath of the Wild came out, and it was on MC's reaction stream, and he's like, he saw the March date and he's like, all right, Zeldathon Wild.
Perfect.
Yes. I also didn't get the next question. You know what? Let's go. We're gonna get into some questions about, I guess, the marathon itself. And the incentives that happened. So, what was your favorite live donation incentive? For example, Magic 8 Ball, create a map of the US, etc., etc. I guess Stone, you can answer that one, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be a bit biased because I was kind of the one who organized it.
It's okay, my answer is biased too.
Yeah, creating the map of the US, a new map of the US, was kind of something I got from our
quick pause. Lucas told us
pause.
we need to jump to a BRB screen real quick.
Okay, we're back.
Yay!
Yay.
Expert Luke fixed it, doing expert Luke things.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
totally not just it fixed itself. No. All right. So we were talking about the new map of the US. Of course, it's now known as Jeep Liberty, formerly South Canada. Actually, I can pull up the image of it real quick. Here we go. If the screen share scene's working. There it is. All right. So this is what became of the map of the US incentive.
I have a question about this. Why are there 36 Rhode Islands?
There are 40 Rhode Islands
There are 40
and
Rhode
a
Islands.
road mainland. That kind of just became the joke of you could make one state border and state name or 3 Rhode Islands. A lot of people took up the offer of making 3 Rhode Islands for this. And any sort of other freeforms. We had Sheets and the state of Sheets, IKEA, the Dimmadome, Blahaj. There's a state called You Are Here, but it's not actually where you are here, but it's called You Are Here.
And is it shaped like a dot with a line coming out of it?
It's a dot. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Has Ohio been erased? Is that what's going on there?
Yes,
Wahoo?
Ohio's been erased with the word Wahoo. It's Klonoa land now. This was happening during the Oracle of Ages run. About halfway through, we started doing this. It was great. I had Lindsay with me helping out, holding the whiteboard, and then Steve came in later and gave sort of the background behind South Canada and the Rhode Island takeover. But it was really cool. It was inspired by a community event in our Discord that happened a while back. I believe Gallery sort of started up this new map of the US that became this thing here, the country of Awuga. So this was a sort of thing that happened in our community Discord over a few days, I believe, and kind of just made this map. So I was kind of inspired by that to create our own incentive during Zeldathon.
Idaho.
Nice.
Well, there's Idaho, Idaho, and Weedaho. They're all there, and right next to Hannah,
Lake.
Montana. Yeah, in Ohio.
Ohio has once again been
Yeah,
erased.
that's honestly better than replacing Ohio with Wahoo for reasons that are not very racist. The Cleveland former baseball team's mascot.
Oh no, this was Klonoa,
Wahoo.
not this was not in relation to the
Yeah.
baseball team. All right, but yeah, that's what I've got for the incentive there.
My favorite incentive, and it was the stump and how we kept increasing our stump appreciation. And that was pretty much all Lucata on a whim during my run. And we're like, every time we get a donate or hit however much money or whatever, I can't remember I think it was a $30 donation or something. I don't know. Just like make the stump better. And so like at first the stump was like raising, like being lifted up more and more on camera. And then it had its own light. And then it had Groucho Marx glasses, and then they shaved the mustache, and then it kept going. And it was at one point the stump had a guitar and the Minecraft sword. It was fantastic. Lucado did a great job on that, and I enjoyed that thoroughly.
I cannot be more pleased that Stump finally got his day, because the team that were putting the finishing touches on all of the tree stuff, we had like 2 hours to go until the start of the marathon. So we're decorating the stump and having a nice time. And then it's like 40 minutes before the start of the marathon, and Clinket's like, here's the bottom of the tree. And we're like, okay, we better start detailing this. And then it was like 15 minutes before the beginning of the marathon. I was like, oh, we haven't even done anything to the top half of the tree. So like Stump got all the finishing, and then it was just like diminishing finishing as we like raced towards the start of the marathon. So I'm really happy. And then you couldn't even see Stump on stream for the first like several days. So
the tree itself wasn't even put behind the couch until the countdown was at about 58 seconds.
It's true.
So-
And then we had to adjust
literally
it.
running on to the set with the tree. I was like, why is this so stressful? Why don't we just bring the tree on
Well,
5 minutes ago?
was
It's
like-
not any more finished now than it was 5 minutes
I was
ago.
like, MC, there's not enough room for it. The backdrop needs to move. And he was like, okay, I'm on it. And I was like, no, don't do it. You're going to move the microphones and Basunify is going to get angry. And he was like, no, I'm on it. And I was like, no. And then he moved the microphones and Basunify was like, who moved the microphones? And I was like, I knew this was going to happen.
Very good.
I was like, MC, why did you move?
While everyone was watching the nice chill countdown go down the last few minutes, they don't understand the chaos that was going on.
It was literally like, get out of frame. Like I think it was like Duck or someone was still like trying to adjust it. I'm like, get off screen. And then it like transitioned. Like during the countdown video, we were like, get off the screen.
Get off the stage.
Yeah. Oh, did I lose my copy paste? There we go. Okay, on to props. We talked about stump enough. On to props, including store-bought and handmade. What was your favorite prop of the marathon? I'll throw this to Dino first.
Monica's gonna get mad, but the hammer, the Megaton hammer, it didn't get used much. It didn't move very much, but when it was used, it was a centerpiece for whatever was going on. The only time I think it was actually used was to crush the creeper. But besides that, it was a very good like focal point of discussion whenever you were on set.
And Doug, what was your favorite prop?
Well, we talked about it a bit just a second ago, but the tree was incredible. Like it was very realistic. I guarantee, I promise you, everyone at home, it's a fake tree. It's not real, but it looked so real, and it adds a nice sort of depth to the couch area that was just a backdrop before. So really like the tree.
Oh,
Shout out to Plinkett for envisioning this tree and like having the vision to fully execute the tree, because for any crafters in chat, you're probably well aware that when you're crafting something big like a prop tree, the thing, like, you add your layers and slowly over time you build it and you build it. The vision. Yeah, you build it,
there
you
is
build it,
the
and it
vision.
looks
That's
like
the vision.
hot garbage for like 95% of the time. And then you put the finishing touches on and it's like it was always meant to be this way. And Plinkett knew exactly what she was doing, and she made those
did
trees beautiful, and it looked so good. Every
didn't-
time I looked at stream, I can't believe the trees look so good.
I didn't really know what I was doing. I like had a concept and I watched some YouTube videos and I was confident I could make something maybe that looked like a tree. But okay, Duck and Mel like designed it in a way that it could be stored easily, that the parts could come off. Like they went all out on that, and none of that would have happened without them. I'm very thankful to them for that. And then we had the second tree, the log. And I don't know, Stone, can you take a moment to get the third tree? Can you share a picture of the
The third tree
Oh.
back here?
Yes,
You
there's
can
another
kind of
tree.
kind of see it right
We
there.
don't talk about third
Oh,
tree,
there it is.
Plinkett.
There it is. Third tree never got
We don't
finished.
talk about third tree.
The tree is under construction.
Third
at-
tree
Forever
will
in
be
the middle of text
On
room.
the second day when Plinkett finished the like second log, she was like, and we'll do the third tree later. I was like, that third tree's never gonna get done. No
was
one's
so
coming
tired.
back to this.
Here, I'm sharing the picture. I'm sharing the picture.
Third
Third
tree, like someday. Someday we will finish third tree.
That okay. This was in the tech area the entire marathon.
I brought it in like day 2 because of rain.
Wait,
Very
Demon
much
Fire
in the
just
way.
gifted to third tree.
That's
good.
wonderful.
that is commitment to the bit. Thank you, Demon Fire.
So we know what my coolest personal addition to the marathon was. But what was yours, Stone.
Okay. This is also kind of this was created in the last minute during the marathon itself, but I created basically a new system for the musicians to use during Jam Train. So rather than just having Jackson go through the list and kind of like nod or shake items away, every musician could open an app on their phone to sort of thumbs up a track or say, I don't really like this one. And everyone would get that updated list. And I can show you a quick demo of it here. So this was my side. So in addition to having all those requests, I could also pull the entire VG lead sheets database. So if anyone requested, say, like a Kirby like Kirby 64, like Shiverstar, then I could put that quick in and send it over to the display, and that would go right down into the list. But on the musician's side, they could see the cue that Jackson's accepted and thumbs things up. Anything they like, don't like that one. And Jackson could take these reactions and kind of apply them accordingly. So it's a really cool new system for musicians to use during Jam Train.
That's awesome. Very cool. I didn't even know about that, but
Had
well
no
done,
idea.
Stone.
That's incredible.
Oh, it was also great. You had it up on the main TV on set.
Yep.
So anyone watching from set could see the cue coming through.
Yeah.
Yep. If anyone wanted to perform during a song, they could see what was coming up next and kind of like, ooh, I want to sing that or something like that.
Yeah, no, it was pretty clutch. Mags, what was your coolest personal addition to the marathon?
Yes, it was all those haircuts.
That is true.
True.
A subtraction from the marathon.
Subtraction from the marathon. I
content.
did enjoy very much getting to be a part of the main train. Thank you to all who trusted in me with your heads. People kept asking me when I was giving haircuts in the courtyard outside of the marathon. So what's your haircutting credentials? And I said, 2 years of pandemic haircuts on my husband in the kitchen.
Strangers even came up and asked for a haircut.
Right. Yeah, we had some fun joiners.
Yeah,
exciting.
Mags is legitimately good at cutting hair.
I could do exactly one men's haircut.
If you don't want that one, you're out of luck.
Yeah, although I picked my way through Monica's cut and I think it went pretty all right. She wore her hair down later in the marathon, so I took that as a sign that she did not hate her haircut. So that was good.
Yeah, no, it looked pretty good to me. Dino, what about you?
Yes, I have to grab it.
Oh.
The 3D printed something, perhaps?
So, Susbus. This literally took like an hour to make. And the entire goal was I'm going to put it on set or somewhere. And people are just going to be really confused by it. It's just going to be visible on camera and just be there. And that's exactly what it did. There was one point
exactly what a Susbus should be.
Yeah, there's one point during actually where MC just Susbus. Rolled it a little bit.
If you want to be in the know on those jokes, you should join our community Discord.
Yeah, it's promo for the Discord game nights.
Yeah, get in there. Speaking of late night Discord game nights, we also had late night segments. In particular, the 3 in the morn segments. Thank you. I'm still fresh from Zeldathon on segues. 3 in the morn segments, which I got to guest direct one that was probably the biggest flop of the entire marathon. But what show do you wish could have had a 3 in the morning segment, Doug?
So my first initial thought, I don't watch a lot of television, so I was going, into the back of my own mind, and Twin Peaks came up, but I was like, well, we would see how that goes. But really what popped into my head was I wish we could have done an animated show, which would have required, I think, a lot more planning ahead. and working with the design team. I know we have some talented animators on the team as well, and that would be very challenging, but would be a really cool flex. But we didn't do that.
I know you mean something like anime, but I'm just, what else is an animated show? Family Guy.
I mean, I literally meant King of the Hill is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Which is Texas anime.
I mean, hey, Adult Swim's on at that hour, so yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Any animators want to do an entire episode of a late night show?
Have y'all
given
ever
like a
seen Harmon
10 minute-
Quest? Where they like play D&D and then someone comes back later and animates the episodes.
That's
It's
a lot
really
of
good. I happen to know a pretty talented game master who's in our chat right now.
Oh.
I'm
Wait,
just imagining this like terrible
Rusty.
animated like
Oh.
Go Animate animation things.
So I had to shorten this question because I'm only answering the second half of it anyway. But speaking of things that are hard to pull off, was there anything you thought you weren't gonna be able to do, but managed to do it during the marathon? And yes, and that is the rewind 72 hours thing. I wanted to do that from the very beginning of when we decided we were doing Majora's Mask, and I was so preoccupied with trees. I was like, I went up to MC I was like, MC, because we were originally going to record it ahead of time. And I was like, MC, I forgot. We don't have time. We can't do it. I was like, and he was like, oh, I'll do a little thing with Danny. And like originally he was like just going to have the Danny thing happen again later, and that was going to be it. And I was like, but I really wanted it to be the whole marathon, MC. And he's like, well, we could think about it. And then so happened that after 4.5 hours of sleep that going into that day, I woke up and I was like, it's time. I must start this project before MC even woke up. And I just started asking people, and it just kept getting better and better. Like Flying was like, yeah, I'll make the videos for you. And Doug was like, Drum Ultima Doug was like, I'll play the final hours on piano in the back. That was live, by the way, if you didn't know. That was
he played
Doug.
for like half an hour or something.
Yeah,
right?
he played like 15 minutes or so.
Slowly increasing volume, like super slow.
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, no, it was great. And then like we had Danny take like he posed on the floor, and MC took the picture and like him falling in the video. And then Grant was like furiously working on lights in the back to try and get them working. And then I was like Discord adding everyone like, can you put on your clothes from the first day and get down here at 3:50 p.m. and they're like, yeah, we can do it. And like everyone got down, and then we were like assigning. I was like, okay, Betsy, I need you to remove Temmie from the stump. And I was like, I'm gonna get the log. And then like everyone had all these little tasks, and then it actually like overall went really smoothly, and I didn't think we were gonna pull it off, but it was really good.
It was very cool to watch behind the scenes, like everyone just moving and putting stuff in, taking stuff out.
Yeah, it was surprisingly smooth in the end. It was very surprisingly smooth. That was really cool.
Rhea's saying this in chat. It absolutely looked like a NASCAR pit
Yes.
crew. I really hope we can release the
I think Flying
B-roll
did
footage.
I'm
for
pretty
it.
sure Flying did B-roll footage during it.
I think it might have been shown in the credits, but I think it was in the credits.
All right. And I mean, that's my thing, I guess, for my answer for the next question. But for our friends here, can I make this bigger? Nope, can't make it bigger. All right, we'll go. What has happened this marathon that you want people to remember, Doug?
Well, this marathon, we didn't, I think, publicly announce this yet, but this was the marathon that crested us $1 million raised for direct relief.
Yes.
Came in clutch in the end, I think, with t-shirt donations and stuff, just barely got us over the line. So that's now our second charity that we've raised over $1 million for.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday or this morning or something, we closed donations, and we ended up at $125,800, I think.
Yep.
Was the final total. So yeah, that was pretty cool. pretty amazing. Thanks for buying shirts.
Truly.
A lot of shirts.
We sold, I think, how many was it, like 3,300?
3,300.
Mhm.
I don't know. We have no idea what our previous stats are, but I want to say that's a record for Yeti shirts.
I think it is.
Yeah, that just seems like so much.
They were very, very good shirts, and I think we got a couple shout outs from Wario64, which is a powerful Twitter.
Thank you,
account.
Warrior
Yes.
64.
Yeah.
You mean it wasn't the bots?
The bots really liked the wolf shirt.
Oh yeah.
Bots really liked the wolf shirt. Dino, what about you?
So for me, it's not like a specific thing, but kind of a general feel. How there was always energy in the marathon. There was never a point when people on couch were getting tired or the energy was really low. There was always just a consistent high energy feeling throughout the marathon. And I think that comes back to the great scheduling we did ahead of time, where we had entertainers, where their job was to fill in on couch if it needed to be filled in, and they shuffled out every 4 hours. So if the couch started to get tired, very soon there'd be a fresh group of people that could come in and take their place. And I think it worked really well. And it's just a high energy marathon the entire way.
Definitely. And I've got one last question, and I know Doug is the only one who said he would be willing to answer it, but I hope everyone will answer it. If Daybreak was a candle scent, which one, or was a candle, what scent would it be? And I'm going to start with you, Doug, since you had one ready.
Yeah, I very much have one ready. So Hyrule Warriors had an incentive where we would bite into a piece of fruit without peeling it first. And Mars managed to find the juiciest lime in the world. And so if you bit into one of those limes, you were just like, it went everywhere. And so it was limey for the rest of that run. So lime would be my answer for that.
All right. I think my answer is going to be stump, which is like a nice tree
Stump
smell.
scent.
Nice tree smell, but with a slight bit of rotting in it.
Is it not raw meat, Plinkett?
Oh, no, it's stump.
Plinkett kept calling the couch raw meat couch.
I may have changed the name of Ganon couch to meat couch.
It's the
Thanks,
award-winning
Jiggy.
meat couch. Yeah.
I was joking because I was like, man, that color looks like a raw piece of meat. And then everyone else agreed with me.
Oh, I didn't win. It was Italic's couch, the one. Never mind.
Yes,
Award
Alex.
nominated couch. Meat couch.
Nominated. Academy Award nominated couch.
For couch. I have one. I was gonna say, maybe milk, but an actual scent that was at the marathon is dead fish. During Clinkett's segment, when it transitioned to fall,
Oh,
through
okay.
leaves, and the leaves, for some reason, smell a lot like dead fish, and we have no idea why.
Something
That's
about
the
the
only
manufacturing.
That's the only smell I remember that stood out during the marathon. It's not a great smell, but it's
No.
a memorable smell.
When you said dead fish in my segment, I was like, thanks.
No, just the leaves.
And then I remembered the leaves smelled like
The
dead
leaves.
fish. Dollar store leaves. What can you do? All right.
I got one.
Go for it, Stone.
I'm gonna say it's like a new car smell. This is a new venue for us, but also kind of alluding to the whole Jeep Liberty scenario that we had. We did end on a 2022 Jeep Liberty. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a new car smell.
Yeah,
All right.
and I'm gonna go with the inside of my mask for 500, Alex. That is 100% what I smelled the most while at the marathon.
True.
Whatever you just ate.
My own breath.
That's a good one. All right. Well, I think we're gonna round it out there. Instead of our own mass, or specifically your mass, Mags, a Drum Ultima does ask an important question.
I mean, let's go with mine.
Essence of Mag's mask.
Essence of Mags. Well, I
brushed my
think that's good. Speaking of which, rip to my nice Sonicare toothbrush that I left in the hotel and have to go buy a new one of.
Oof.
Oh no.
Ugh, yeah. On that note, I think we're buffering again, starting to buffer again, and I think it's a good time for us to wrap this up before Luke's computer explodes.
Excellent.
So thanks everyone for hanging out with us. And thank you, Duggernaut, Dynamation, Chillmags, and Stone for answering some of their most anticipated questions. I'm hoping to do, Danny Music. Oh no. Well, if you just got here,
No.
we're hoping
Just
to do
play your
more of
song.
these.
Play the song, Danny. It'll restart.
The song.
We're hoping to do a couple, maybe one or two more of these in the coming week or so. So stay tuned. I have nothing planned or scheduled yet. We'll see when it happens. But I hope you enjoyed this. And if you're not in our Discord, join the Discord. Yeah, if anyone has anything else to add before we have Luke take us out.
Thanks for coming. Watch the next one.
Go Strat.
Yes. Go Strat. All right, Luke.
Delete us.
Take us out. Bye.